Today I was walking through a cemetery, and I noticed something strange. Every grave seemed to face the same direction, row after row, perfectly aligned. And once I noticed it, I couldn't stop thinking about it. So I looked into it, and the reason actually goes back hundreds of years. Most people don't spend much time thinking about cemetery layouts. You see rows of graves, and your brain just accepts it. But historically, the direction mattered a lot, especially in Christian burial traditions. In many cemeteries, graves were positioned so the dead would face east, toward the sunrise. The east has held symbolic meaning in many cultures for centuries, but in Christianity, it became especially important. The rising sun represented resurrection, rebirth, and the return of light after darkness. There was also a belief connected to the second coming of Christ. Some traditions taught that Christ would return from the east, so the dead were buried facing that direction, symbolically waiting to rise. It sounds poetic now, but for many people at the time, this was deeply important. This symbolism became so widespread that even churches were often designed around it. Many traditional churches were built facing east as well, so cemeteries beside them naturally followed the same alignment. Entire graveyards were planned around religious direction and symbolism, not convenience, not aesthetics, belief. Interestingly, not everyone in the cemetery always faced the same direction. In some traditions, clergy members were buried differently from everyone else. While most graves faced east, priests were sometimes buried facing west. The symbolism was that, on the day of resurrection, they would rise facing their congregation. Even in death, the layout carried meaning. Today, things are often less strict. Modern cemeteries may prioritize space, landscape design, roads, or local customs instead. Some graves still follow traditional eastward alignment, others don't. And in non-Christian cultures, burial directions can be completely different. But the reason the pattern feels so familiar is because these traditions shaped cemetery design for centuries. It's strange how many details exist around us that we never question. Rows of graves all facing one direction might seem like a small thing, but behind it are centuries of belief, symbolism, fear, and hope. And once you notice it, every cemetery starts to look a little different.